Yo, what is up guys? Sanoob here with the ultimate shotgun build for PvP. With this build, I can down an enemy with a shotgun from about half armor. I think this is the perfect counter build to SMG builds. Reason being, SMGers are most likely running Berserk and Strained, so what they want to do is, they want to close the distance and don't mind taking some damage doing that. They just want to get up close and burst DPS the shit out of you. This build works perfectly to negate that. As you'll see in many of my clips, what I do is I pull out my AR, dump a clip as they're running in, then once they're close, most likely low armor, they think they have an advantage, but you one-shot them, and it's so satisfying. Now, I know the primary KO weapon in this build is the shotgun. I do want you guys to understand that the assault rifle aspect of this build is extremely powerful too. If I'm being honest, it's kind of the AR version of an SMG build, considering I'm running the FAMAS and it's the second highest rate of fire weapon in the game. The good thing is, in a future patch, ARs are getting buffed for PvP. So honestly, this build might end up being one of the strongest PvP builds after that patch. Also, I'm using the survivalist specialization, so I just wanted to show that the crossbow is extremely fun to use and extremely powerful. You can down and finish an enemy with one shot. But yeah, let's get into the build. So, nothing new here. I'm running the survivalist specialization, obviously for the AR and the shotgun buffs. I'm running the FAMAS, got fast hands, got rate of fire, and I got protected reload. I think for this build, being a crit build, this is probably one of the best rolls you could get. The only other thing I would want is I would want Strained here. But as far as I'm concerned, you can only craft FAMASas, so I have yet to get that good of a roll. I'm running Spaz 12, obviously this one I do have Strained on, and man, it's just let me show you guys something really quick. So on my Spaz 12, I have normalized stats about almost 50% crit chance. That means, dude, every shot I'm gonna have some crazy crits because, you know, shotgun shoot in what do you call it? Pellets? Pellets, is that what they shoot? Whatever, you know what I mean. They have multiple pellets, so some of them are always going to be crit. And then when you get the Strained with that, dude, just the shotgun, if you're no armor, you might be able to full one-shot someone with the Spaz 12, which is just crazy. I have gone over my mods for this in another video. I think I've gone over the mods for this too, so I'm not really going to touch on that right now. You can check back to my previous video. What's important here, what the big difference between this and my last video is the gear. Now, the gear is a little difficult to come by. You need a lot of crit chances and you need not a lot of red pieces. I am running the Wyvernware set. Gives me a nice 10% crit chance. I would consider running a DH set if I had better rolls on my DH. But as it stands, I'm running Wyvernware. This is just a crazy piece right here, dude. This is like 20% crit chance off one piece. It's insane. Berserk on this, armor. I try to get plus armor where I can. If you guys want, see, I think my guides are pretty straightforward. You know, you can just like look at the pieces, understand what I'm trying to build. I don't really feel the need to go too in depth. If you guys in my future builds want me to go in depth with like exactly why I'm picking each individual piece, I can, but you know, I kind of just want to give you guys like bare bones guides, so I'm not like spoon feeding. You know, you have like room to do what you want to do. You just know what to work towards. With that said, there are some modifications I can make to my build. For example, I do think I pull out a little more crit chance if I do something like, I could switch this Murakami piece for this Wyvern piece, or this weapon piece. Yeah, this one. It's the same amount of crit chance, but what that allows me to do is I can put these Murakami gloves on here, which gives me clutch. Now, clutch is pretty good with the FAMAS because it's extremely high rate of fire, but I just, in a PvP environment, I don't find that being like a huge game changer, so I just opt for the extra crit damage. Another thing I could be doing is I could flip on this Araldi holding, because this it'll give me like 3 more crit chance, and I would have to like roll armor on here, which is fine because like this is a pretty good roll as it is. But the reason I don't do that is because in PvP I do find health and armor to be of value. Now if you look as it stands right now without re-rolling it, if I switch to this Araldi Holdings piece, dude, I'm losing what, 23 armor and I don't know, what is that, 6k 8k health. Dude, you'll see in a lot of my clips I kill the dude and I have very little health left. If I didn't opt to go tanky, I would for sure be dead. And people don't realize that. I see a lot of videos people talking about, oh, armor is useless, just go glass cannon. No, dude, there are so many cases, even PvE. Even in PvE, I have a lot of cases where like, I'm just trading and I down the enemy and I have very little health left. If I didn't roll for a tanky build, or as tanky as I was, I would be dead. So don't sleep on armor and health. It's definitely not as useful in PvE, but dude, for PvP, it can be pretty big. Did I go over this? Yeah, I do have swap speed. I think swap speed is the best perk for your sidearm on here, just because you're going to be doing a lot of switching between like your primary and your secondary. You're not doing like an SMG build where, oh, you got the chatterbox as your secondary, you never pull out your secondary. No, you will be utilizing both of your guns. This build requires a good amount of IQ to know when to be doing what, because you have to be using your stuff in sync, like don't be trying to snipe people with your shotgun. It's never gonna work. Don't try to, it's a lot less effective to be using your AR close up because of this bullshit. What is this, crit range shit? Yeah, so this build is extremely powerful. I'm getting 50% crit chance on my FAMAS, but if they're within 0 to 10 meters, I have 0% crit chance. That's why you flip to the spaz, and it's just so powerful. What else do I need to talk about? Skills, nothing new here, you guys. You already know. Chem launcher, defender drone, until they nerf the defender drone, because it's just gonna shit on you if you don't use it. Concussion grenade. I already talked about in my last video what I think about the grenades. Only one I really find useful is the incendiary grenade for downing people. I think that pretty much does it. I've talked about mods before. Mods, obviously you would roll crit damage, crit chance, and this has nothing else. Like, I don't give a shit about stability. I don't give a shit about range, dude. So just, I don't give a shit about accuracy. I do care about stability. Yeah, that should pretty much do it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I start dropping more consistent videos. I just got a lot going on right now with school and all that. But yeah, you guys, thanks for tuning in. Drop a subscribe if you are enjoying the content. This is my primary PvP build. So I'm gonna be doing like some switch up videos where I'm doing like just a lot of me utilizing this build in action. And I do want to do like PvP tip videos just to like help you guys become better PvPers, because you can have the best build in the world, but it's not going to do shit for you if you're not a good PvPer or if you're utilizing it wrong. So I will be dropping some videos in the future which is like strictly on gameplay, what I'm thinking, how I'm doing things, just so you guys can know how to use my builds better. And with that said, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.